Good evening, class. My name is Timbrielle Johnson, and I'll be doing my speech over taxes. Um, did you know that every year there is upwards of billions of dollars in unclaimed federal tax dollars? It may come as a surprise that so many people are leaving their money on the table, but it's true, and it happens every year. This the reason these taxes go unclaimed vary, but the reason they don't get mailed out is simple. The IRS won't send out tax refunds if the federal income tax return has not been filed. That means you have to be proactive. So why should you care? I mean, you can be leaving your hard-earned money in the hands of someone else. That extra cash can go to bills, um, shopping spree, car note, children, school, anything like so. It's very important to file your taxes. So what we're going to speak about is different deductions you can write off on your taxes. How the tax deductions can help your refund, as well as we're going to speak a little bit about tax amendments. So, why am I the person to speak with you about taxes? Well, basically, I've been doing taxes for over 5 years. I do tax analysis thoroughly all year. I study different type of tax returns, state and international. So yeah, it started off as a mom and pop business, but now we have over 7 locations. So I'm very, very skilled in the tax field. Today, I would like to share with you how to write off some of your everyday expenses incurred during a year, how deductions can benefit your refund, and how to amend your past tax returns. So, first, let's talk about deductions. What are deductions? Deductions are basically expenses that you can write off on your tax return to bring your income down, which will bring your refund up. So it's I guess it's sort of like an equation. The higher your income is, the lower your refund would be. The lower your income is, most likely the higher your refund would be, depending on how much taxes you paid in for the year. So for self-employed people, people who own their own businesses, whether it's landscaping or you provide some type of service, um, it's expenses you can write off. If you use a truck, you can write off the mileage, you can write off the gas, the repairs you put into the car. If you use your cell phone for work, you can write off your cell phone bill, any cell phone repairs. If you have an office at home and you work from home, you can write off a percentage of your bills. And the way you do that is you take the total square footage of your home, excuse me, and you divide it by the square footage of your office. And so with that percentage, your time that percentage towards your rent, utilities, and then that's the amount you're able to write off on your taxes. And that is for self-employed people. As far as people who are not self-employed, things that you can write off if your job require you to look a certain way, so you have to buy certain type of clothing just to keep your job, and you can write off the uniform expenses. If you have to make deliveries on the job and the job don't reimburse you, you can write off the gas and the mileage used while you were performing a task for your job. What's next? Okay, how can deductions help you? Deductions can help you because let's say you are. I'm sorry. Wow, sorry. Deductions can help you because let's say you are self-employed and you made, let's say, $60,000 throughout the year. So 9 times out of 10 you're going to have to owe IRS because your income is so high. So what do is you show IRS, hey, I wasn't just saving this money and spending it on anything. This money was literally going back into my business. And for proof, they'll just want receipts. So you'll just keep the receipts throughout the year of all the things you bought, whereas it's equipment. You keep the receipts for the mileage, the oil changes. You keep all your receipts, and so you get to write those off as deductions, and it'll make your refund go up. Because self-employed people usually owe the IRS versus getting a refund. So the goal for self-employed people is to not owe the IRS. They don't even care to get a refund. They just don't want to owe, and a deduction is what's going to help you not owe the IRS. So it'll benefit your refund a lot. Probably about a good $2,000 to $3,000. So, as far as tax amendments, let's say you got your taxes filed and you forgot that you worked the job. So, you had an extra W 2 to report that you didn't. you can get that extra W 2 amended, which means you filed your return prior to receiving your additional W 2. So when you receive your additional W 2, you'll go to your tax preparer and you'll be like, hey, I received the extra W 2. I want to know if you can file this for me. So basically, it's the same process it as if you were filing your taxes initially. It's just you have to mail it in now because 9 times out of 10 you missed the date to electronically file. So the only difference is you'll have to mail it in, and if it's a difference, they're going to pay you the difference. So that's really all amending is. It's just amending forms that you did not file initially that you should have filed. So to avoid penalties, because you can get penalized, that if you don't report all income, the IRS can penalize you. So to avoid any penalties or fines, just always get your forms amended. It doesn't matter if you get them in May and you filed initially in February. You can still get your forms amended. You have up to 3 years to file any income that you made over $1,600. So basically, just to wrap up what we spoke about tax deductions, how tax deductions can help your refund, and we also spoke about tax amendments. So please make sure you guys stay on top of your taxes. I mean, you work hard for your money, so file your taxes, get the money that you deserve, and save your receipts. Get those deductions. That'll be all, guys. Thanks.